The South Korean government has decided to pull the plug on a controversial revision to the National Assembly Act that allows more frequent parliamentary hearings. The logic behind this choice: the act violates the constitutional principle of separation of powers by giving the parliament excessive control over the executive. Park Geun-hye gives us the updates.
President Park Geun-hye, who is currently in Ethiopia on a state visit, has vetoed a controversial parliamentary hearing act through an electronic approval system on Friday. The endorsement came about 3 hours after a temporary cabinet meeting presided over by Prime Minister Hwang Kyo-ahn decided to veto the act. The cabinet voiced concerns the act is highly likely in breach of Korea's constitution as it allows the National Assembly excessive control of the executive. Following the cabinet meeting, the Minister of Government Legislation explained the rationale behind the decision, reiterating that more frequent hearings would end up paralyzing state affairs.
The revision gives Parliament new controls over the executive and the judiciary without having basis in the Constitution. The revision does not comply with the principles of the separation of power and checks and balances as laid out in the Constitution.
This is President Park Geun-hye's second exercise of her presidential veto right on bills that passed the legislative bar at Parliament. The first time was in June of last year to stop another revision on the National Assembly Act that aimed to give lawmakers the right to request changes to executive orders. Friday's veto marks the 66th presidential veto right exercised in Korea. Park Ji-won, Arirang News.